issue of INEC being an accomplice to most of the factional crisis happening in different parties. The fact that, for example, you want to ask yourself, from the party secretariat, you must have been communicating with a particular faction. There's a national working committee of the party in the state, which is supposed to be the body INEC is communicating with. The national working committee money sponsors these kinds of crises. So what they do is that they get members of the party to go organize a parallel primary. Yes, that's what happens a lot of times. So why would INEC now monitor? Because that's what happens. And what happens is that you now enmesh the political party in crisis. They are in court. They are going back and forth. They are not able to concentrate on their campaigns
now in
and
recent,
all of that.
Now in recent times, now INEC cancelled all primary, secondary, tertiary. The court, cancelled all of it. And they're supposed to have
because most times what the courts will look at is that immediately there are 2 or 3 primaries monitored by INEC. It's like, okay, which one do we now go for? Okay, cancel everything, do another one,
and do a fresh one.
And there are situations like in Zamfara and Rivers State where where INEC will cancel everything and say, look, you don't even have a candidate since you guys cannot resolve your issues.
Should it get to that point now? But before we move on, we have so many things to talk about, all in Ogun State. This morning. So, but before we move on, let's pull someone from Ogun State into the conversation.
Who should know?
You should know exactly. So we have Hakeem Adegbero. He's a correspondent for Blueprint newspaper in Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm actually using an announcement. Maybe I should just use the phone directly.
Yes, please, because we're getting a feedback.
All right. Let me do that.
Okay, thank you. So we have Hakeem Adegbero joining us from Abeokuta. What exactly is happening in PDP in Ogun State PDP?
What's the update?
Hello? Maybe we'll have to call you back because we're still getting that very unpleasant feedback. Okay, so just do away with the hands free and let's talk to you directly via the phone. We'll put a phone call through. So that's the first conversation, of course, is what is happening in PDP Ogun State. And before we even go now into the incumbent, what he's also going through in his own political party. So there we have it. You have Ladi,
Jimmy Lawal.
Yes, Jimmy Lawal. You have Ladi Adebutu, and then you have Shegun Showumi. 3 of them pushed forward by PDP,
dragging the ticket.
Yes, and then you had the fact that in recent times Jimmy Lawal was actually suspended from the party, and then Ladi Adebutu also suspended from the party. So when you have reports like this, and then you're wondering what exactly is PDP going to allow this to cancel their chances at getting the seats?
And it may happen, Sandra, because we've seen cases like that. Zamfara did that the last time and they were not able to present
and
the
they
candidate
lost
at
out
the election.
Totally.
The same thing in Rivers State APC. It happened and it was a walkover for the PDP. So I'm thinking that if the PDP is not careful in Ogun State, they may not be able to present the candidate at the end of the day.
And then the incumbent can just walk into his next
it's just a walkover for the incumbent.
Well, that is why we decided to have this conversation. They have 14 days, or they had 14 days.
Yes.
I don't know if it has elapsed. That's why we have Hakeem Adegbero giving us information. What's the update? Have they done a new primary? Have they not done a new primary? Do they now have?
Are they still in court or not?
Are they still in court or not? What is happening in PDP? And hope it's not a scenario of looking for the sins of the national on the states.
Or maybe he's rubbing off on them.
He's rubbing off on them. Hakeem.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes,
I think it's better.
It's much better. Thank you so much.
All right. The situation in the PDP is something not something that is very, very familiar. If you want to consider the fact that the last election also witnessed something of this nature. When the late Senator Buruji Kashamu was alive, there were always court cases here and there. And at the end of the day, you can't even pinpoint who the original candidate would be at the end of the day. The last election witnessed a situation where there were scuffles between the Buruji Kashamu angle and the Ladi Adebutu also angle had their own issues. And they were going back and forth from court cases, from issues around the national PDP. And at the end of the day, it paves the way for a winner on the side of the APC, who is the incumbent governor right now. So the same thing is raising its ugly head. There is a faction belonging to the Jimilawa camp, and there's also another faction belonging to the Ladi Adebutu camp. It's of note to know that the Jimilawa camp seems to have inherited the Buruji Kashamu camp.
Oh, okay.
So and the issue is dragging. There were primaries elections conducted by the Ladi Adebutu camp at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library (OOPL), which produced the Ladi Adebutu, and also at an unknown location, the other camp also had their own primary, which produces Shegun, the former media officer, said that the Iwere as a PDP candidate for the governorship election. So the twist is on and on until late last month. I think Shegun Showumi had to backpedal, trying to see how it can be probably the guinea pig to bring everybody together until the court issued the ruling that they should all go back and conduct another primaries, which will also involve all stakeholders. The issue here is this: the Jimilawa camp went to court that the delegate list that produces Ladi Adebutu as a governorship candidate was fake in court, and they actually have the original delegate list, which was certified by INEC. In the court ruling, we didn't give waivers to the two camps. The only thing the court noted was that they should all go back and conduct a fresh primary that will involve all the stakeholders on both parties. Instead of the camp to do that within the 14 days. Time, the Adebutu camp went to the appeal court through the national body of the party. And that is where they are right now. Until the court determines what will happen with the PDP. Presently, even the list released by INEC had no candidacy for
PDP.
So as it is, there's no candidate yet.
So presently, there's no candidate.
But they still, but the window is still open for them to still put themselves together.
Depending on what the court says, right?
Yes, the window is still open, going by the electoral act. But the problem here is this: we are not sure if at the end of the ruling, maybe they will still have time to conduct the primary, which means the issue of 2019 might probably repeat itself. At the end of the day, they probably might not have candidates to present. Although the Jimmy Lawa camp said they went ahead to rerun the primaries and actually produce Jimmy Lawa again.
But how would a faction on their own run the primary?
That's the issue. And at the end of the day, the state ESCO of the PDP about a month ago came out to say the Jimilawa and other officers of the party in the state who went ahead to conduct that primary when there's a public case in court has been suspended.
Wow. Okay, so as it is now, just as you have said, PDP does not have any gubernatorial candidates in Ogun State.
Going by the INEC list.
Going by the INEC list.
Well, there's still a case in court here.
So, but there's still a case in court,
yes,
which may or may not be resolved. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We have Hakeem Adegbenro with us via the phone line. Just before you go, it's very important for us to drop this breaking news that we just got, actually, that Boyega Aribishogun, the Ekiti State speaker,
recently elected.
Just last week, was elected Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, has been impeached All right, and now
You said you said
so what we have now is Olubunmi Adelugba is now the new speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly. So 17 out of 25 members of the House of Assembly voted to have Boyega Aribishogun impeached. We spoke about this just this morning on how a former Ekiti State governor, was like allegedly involved in all of this, saying Boyega is a betrayer or is a traitor, and so that was a lot of issues surrounding that. But that's just breaking news. So we felt we should quickly update everyone on that one. Boyega Aribishogun, just spent about 8 days or so.
But you still be referred to as the former speaker.
Former speaker. But what we have now, Olubunmi Adelugba, the one who was his opponent in the election, is now the speaker. So just Adegbero, correspondent of Blue newspaper in joining us line as we talk about politics in Ogun State. The second point now, because before we move further than that, is the incumbent and what is happening in APC in Ogun State. Prince Dakpo Abiodun is running for a second term as it is now. But then still in that same party now, you have Ibikunle Amosun, the senator,
former governor.
Former governor of Ogun State, also a part of APC Ogun State, saying, I endorse Baba at the top, Tinubu, for presidency. However, in Ogun State,
Bisi Otegbeye. I think the same with the PDP from 1919 is actually revision under the APO. But unfortunately, they lost the election. But for this year, he has come out to say that that election was actually rigged in favor of the incumbent government. So I think it's going through the same route. Unfortunately, he's not using the platform of the APM this time. He's trying to use the platform of the ADC. Yeah. And he's still bent on the fact that he wants the power to go to the west, which has fortunately, Akinlade has actually defected to the PDP.
That's the issue. Is he running mate to Adebutu now?
To Ladi Adebutu now. So now he's producing B or a technocrat of high repute to take over the mantle of leadership from Dapo Abiodun. We'll see what happened at the end of the day. But for APC in Ogun State, behind Dapo Abiodun's